What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the Water Juice channel. Welcome to something I've worked on. I've worked on this for a long time. Just coming up with some ideas, trying to make everything feel as realistic as possible, and trying to make everything just come together and make it seem like it could actually happen. So what I'm talking about here is, you probably already know from the thumbnail and the title, obviously. But I am going to be doing a kind of custom MyCareer in NBA 2K21 Next Gen. And what I mean by custom MyCareer is, we all know how the MyCareers and the story modes and the career modes in general in all video games, man, have kind of sucked, basically. 2K's, to give them credit, they have not sucked as bad over the years as Madden has. But 2K's is still not that great, and I've tried this one out. It's not the best. I can't even record the audio in that career mode for some reason. So that's kind of why I stopped that. If you were ever curious of why I stopped doing that, it's because I couldn't record the audio of them talking. It was just the subtitles. I couldn't record any audio for that for some reason. I tried out so many different things, I just couldn't figure it out. So why we're going to be doing this is because I wanted to do a career mode, but I just never knew what I wanted to do. And then I stumbled across a college basketball roster. Well, really, it was more of an article on, was it on Operation Sports? I can't remember what it was on, but it was talking about Skill is Kill and his roster that he does every year for NCAA. And so I was like, you know what? I've used Skill Kill's roster before on past NBA 2Ks. That's the roster that I used for my Ohio State Buckeyes career or GM mode that I did last year on NBA 2K20. That's the roster that I used. So I thought about it, and I was like, how am I going to make this the career mode? And then I watched some videos from Anto DeBoss, who if you're not familiar with him, he does among other things, he does a custom career mode on Madden where he does like gameplay from GTA, and he does like a story mode inside GTA that he cuts and pastes and puts together and puts it alongside Madden gameplay and stuff, and he creates this whole universe and this whole story and it's just so good to watch. So if you don't already know about Anto DeBoss, go follow him on YouTube and go check him out, because he's really good at what he does. So I kind of got inspiration from that. I saw a couple other videos on how to do like custom career modes and stuff like that, and I figured, why not do it for NBA 2K, because I feel like nobody really does it for 2K, unless I don't know. There probably is somebody that does a custom career mode for 2K. The 2K community is huge. So there probably is already somebody out there that's doing this. I just have not seen it personally myself. So if I am copying somebody, I swear I'm not trying to. I just have not seen it. So if there is somebody out there that's doing this, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna know that you're doing it, so I'm not gonna take any of your ideas or anything. This is all from my head and from inspiration from other YouTubers. So basically what this series is going to be is, I've created myself in this roster. I've made myself a freshman. I've made myself a point guard. It's exactly me, except for I've added, or the guy that I created had like a tattoo on his knee. I don't have a tattoo. I don't have any tattoos. So if you see the tattoo on the knee, that's the only thing that's probably different. And I tried to get it as close to looking like me as possible. The hairstyle's not right, but because they don't have my hairstyle in the game, because it's just like a flat, it's just flat, and then like the cut and the sides and stuff. But that's not in the game, at least not the style that I have. So he's got a different hairstyle. He's got a more thicker beard, because I picture this beard is what I would like to have. My beard doesn't grow as thick as what this beard is in the game. So I tried to get it looking as close to me as possible. I know obviously it doesn't look anything like me, but just bear with me. It's as close as I could get without having a professional do it or something. Somebody who's made people in a game before. This is as close as I'm gonna get, and I'm happy with it. So I hope you guys are happy with it too. But I've created myself. I've made myself a point guard, 6'4", 185, which is what I am in real life, and we're a point guard because 6'4" in the NBA is point guard basically, or a really small shooting guard. So we're a point guard. We're gonna be on Ohio State because that is my favorite college team. That is where I would go if I was a big-time high school recruit. I would probably go to Ohio State, or I would go to like Kentucky or North Carolina or Duke or something like that. I would go to a big school, but if I couldn't get into any one of those, I would go to Ohio State because that's where my dad went, and we've always been Ohio State fans, so I would go to Ohio State. So that's where I've put myself. I am the starting point guard of the Ohio State Buckeyes, and we are going to be going through my career. And if this series does well and we continue it, I may just keep it going into the NBA, if you know what I mean. Like, so we go, let's say we have a 2-year, 3-year career, depending on how good we are. If we keep winning National Player of the Year, if we keep winning NCAA championships, maybe we go 3 years, maybe we go 4 years, maybe we're one and done. Maybe we use the one and done rule and we go to the NBA. I don't know. That's going to have to be a decision that we make. But once we graduate, whenever we graduate, then we go to the NBA draft, and then we start the career mode in the NBA, and we go from there. So it's kind of like having an NCAA college basketball game without having an up-to-date college basketball game, if you understand what I'm saying. So that's kind of the vision for what this series is going to be. Obviously, there's going to be changes. Obviously, there's going to be ups and downs and flows to the series, so you guys got to stick with me on it because this is the first time I've ever done something like this, so I'm just learning. I'm going to be trying new things, trying different things, seeing if everything sticks and what doesn't. So you just bear with me. We're not going to play every single game. I may play one full game here and there, or I may play a couple of games and then just stitch up the highlights and stuff of things that I've done well, or if I've done something bad, then I'll show you guys that. And there's going to be incentives along with it. So let's say I get a triple-double in a game. If I can get a triple-double in a game, then I get +2 attributes to 3 things because I've gotten 3 stats. So I would get +2 to any one of my scoring stats. I would get +2 to any one of my rebounding stats, and I would get +2 to any one of my playmaking stats. And so on and so on. And let's say I drop 40 in a game. Then I would get +5 to my scoring stats. I could separate them out and like put them in bump up. Let's say I want to put like 2 points in my 3-pointer, 2 points in my mid-range, and 1 point in my layup. Then I could do that. Let's say, for example, I get, 15 assists. Let's say I'm throwing in a party and I'm just dishing out the ball. Then I would get a +3 to my passing and my assisting stats. And I could separate those out, or I could put them all in one. So you kind of get the gist. You understand? So that's basically what we are going to be doing in this series. It'll continue on. There's going to be incentives, especially badges. If I can get a big badge, then I'll get a point attribute boost and stuff. So it's just going to be it's going to be an experiment. I hope you guys enjoy it. Without further ado, I think I've explained everything that I need to explain. But without further ado, let's get into the Juice Fisher custom MyCareer. First day on campus, and we already got hooked up with this sweet apartment, this sweet, amazing hotel apartment that the whole Ohio State basketball team is in. It looks amazing. You got a huge skyline view. You've got amazing amenities. This whole place is just really, really amazing. Oh, but that's not even the best part. We've got a garage. We've got fantastic things to come, and I can't wait to show you guys everything about this amazing hotel apartment. Beautiful street views of the city of Columbus as we make our way to what can only be described as one of the best amenities this college has to offer. Now, I'm not saying that they paid me to do any of this. I'm not saying that they paid me to come to Columbus, because I would have came to Columbus, Ohio, and to the Ohio State University either way. But let's just say they sweeten the pot a little bit with what I'm about to show you guys as we get ready to rock and roll here, driving around in one of my favorite new things. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. It is, I mean, we're driving around in one of the fastest cars in Columbus, and it was just given to us. I mean, we're only 18 years old. Only 18 years old at this point. And we are freshmen in college, and we're driving around. Gotta look both ways. Gotta look both ways around Columbus, Ohio. You gotta look both ways around anywhere, but especially around Columbus, because these streets be busy. And, man, we are living the life as a college freshman, getting to drive around in these things. We gotta figure out what we want to do on our off day. First day on campus, and we gotta figure out what we want to do before we gotta go to practice tomorrow morning. So we got to wait and find out what our position is going to be in the rotation here in Ohio State. But you might as well, before we get down to brass tacks and before we get down to actual work here on campus, we got to take a little bit of a joyride. Every once in a while, you got to take a bit of a joyride. You got to chill. You got to relax before some stressful activities like going to practice for a big college team like Ohio State. Not the best basketball team in the nation, more of a football school, but maybe we can change that in the years that we're here, and hopefully we can do that. Hopefully we can be the reason why Ohio State is known as a basketball powerhouse instead of a football powerhouse. Or maybe they can be both. I don't know, but I think the first thing I want to do here on my off day is get a nice haircut, get cleaned up, look pretty good for practice, look pretty good because, then ladies like to go to practice, watch the team practice. I got to be looking good for the ladies. So let's get in here to the team stylist. We are going to have some fun. And, we're going to have some fun. Get in here and the team stylist, get all freshened up, get looking nice and clean and crisp as we look towards the future of this season. Hopefully, we're the starter. Look at that, all nice and crispy, all nice and cut and clean. Getting back in the car. Mwah, chef's kiss on that car, my man. That is beautiful. But now, we got to get a little bit of late night work. As we drive, the sun comes down, the moon is out. It is the nightlife here in Columbus, Ohio, and we got to get some work. We got to be putting in that extra work that the other people in the country, maybe even the other guys in the team, aren't doing, because we're just that different. We're built different. You know that we're built different. So as we drive down here following in this pretty nice car that I'd like to have one day, maybe once we're actually getting paid in the NBA, we can afford to get a car like that. But right now, this rental car that we have here on campus is not too shabby at all. I might have to make a purchase of this car myself. But now we're here at the rec facilities on campus. It's not the nicest, but it's a nice outdoor facility for us to work with. We got a nice weight area, some tennis courts, basketball courts. Got to get a little bit of pump in before tomorrow's practice. This is just a little free pump before the practice tomorrow start, because that's going to be heavy. And now we've got some work on the court. We got to be putting in that extra work so that we can be the top % of the nation And we got to, even if it's working at night, we got to be putting in that extra little bit of effort that the normal athlete's not going to put in. This is a hard dedication. If you want to be the best, you got to put in the extra work. You got to be working 9 to 9. You got to be working dusk to dawn to get in that extra work. So you're doing a couple drills, getting some sprinting in, doing a little bit of acrobatics, jumping around, looking at these baskets, picturing the future of Ohio State University. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we are into the actual freshman year of Juice, and we can get started going over the team, looking at the rest of the country, seeing how the other teams stack up against us, seeing if we have a good chance of making the tournament this year, and going through all the good stuff in the preseason before we get into our first game in the next episode. So, checking out the team here, we've got obviously me as the starting point guard of the Ohio State Buckeyes. I'm an 82 overall to start out my freshman year. I was the number 1 recruit in high school in the country for my position, and I was the number 3 overall recruit in the country. So I was the number 1 point guard, number 3 overall recruit in the country, 5-star, coming in an 82 overall as a freshman, ready to take over the league. I have tremendous stats. I've got A+ 3, B+ inside, B+ mid-range. I've got A- playmaking, so I'm going to be dishing out the ball like crazy. But as for the rest of the Ohio State Buckeyes, we've got E.J. Liddell, the 83 overall star of the team before we get here. We've got Dwayne Washington Jr., we got Justice Sewing, C.J. Walker, who I replaced, Kyle Young, Zed Key, Musa Jallo, Seth Towns, Michi Johnson Jr., Justin Arns, Eugene Brown, Harrison Hoofkin, Jimmy Sotos, and Ibrahima Diallo. This is the most up-to-date team that you can have, except for Jimmy Sotos because he got injured, and I think he's not on the team officially, but he was on the team when this roster was made. So just Jimmy Sotos is here. So this is what the Ohio State Buckeyes team is looking like. If we go a little bit in depth into what I look like, this is me. I told you the beard's thicker, the hair's different. And the face is not anything like mine, but it's as close as I could get. So vitals, we've got point guard, shooting guard is going to be what I am rocking because I'm only 6'4". We've got my birthday in there. We've got my jersey number 23 because, you know, I be a fan of LeBron James, so we're going to be rocking the number 23. And you know, fun fact, LeBron James has specifically stated that if he would have went to college, he would have picked Ohio State. So this jersey number would have been probably retired by the Ohio State. So we've got all this stuff in here. Now we get to appearance. We don't need to really check anything in here except for just what my face looks like, my beautiful face. Body, like I said, 6'4", 185, because I be that tall. Shoes and gear. Now, shoes and gear is a big, important thing because, as you can tell, we are rocking the 2Ks. We are rocking 2K generics. Now, I didn't want to rock any, like, brand name because we're in college. And in college, unless you're Zion Williamson or some huge name like that, you're not going to be getting a shoe deal in college. So we got to rock with the 2K generics for now. We're probably going to have to rock the generics for our entire college career unless for some reason we win like National Player of the Year and we win a national championship and then we start getting a lot of attention and then some shoe deals come calling, then we may sign with a shoe deal in a shoe company in college. That would be absolutely insane. Not many people do that. I don't think anybody does that except for maybe Zion signed. I don't know if Zion was in the league yet, if he signed with a shoe company or not. I'm not 100% sure because he did have that whole, like, he tore out the shoe, like the side of the shoe, he blew it up and stuff. It was crazy. But for now, we are going to be rocking with the 2K generics. So if you guys are shoe fanatics, I'm sorry, but it's just the way that I want to run the series. Here is the away jerseys and the home jerseys. So we got the away Scarlets that look pretty fire, if I do say so myself. We've got the homes, obviously the whites, and we do have a Script Ohio alternate jersey that we will probably be rocking for a little bit in this series as well. So, and you can see the rose tattoo on my knee. So accessories, I've got the shooter sleeve on the right. I've got the shoulder undershirt, I guess, on the left. I've got the wristbands, double wristbands on the wrist, and I've got the knee tape on the right knee with the rose, because if you guys do not know, my lower body is very, very rough. Let's just say I got bad ankles, bad knees, bad back, bad neck, bad everything. So if I was going to be playing in the NBA, I would need to have some support. So I would have the tape on. I've got ankle, let me see if I can show you guys. I've got ankle braces or something on my ankles. Where is it at? Is it on this one? Did I pass it? Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, lower body. I'm in upper body. Okay, so I've got left ankle frequency of always. So I've got, or is it just on my right ankle? Where's it at? There it is, ankle tape. I've got ankle tape just on my right ankle because my right ankle is pretty bad. So I've got that on. I've got some knee tape on. I've got the left leg sleeve to protect the left knee because I've got the tape on the right knee. So that is my player. We have no badges, I don't think, right? Yeah, I don't have any badges. So we're going to have to work through all those badges in this series as well. I just hope that it's a good time. As for the rest of the league, I guess we could start with the first team on the board. We've got a lot of college football or college basketball teams in this series. And I'm a little side note. I am going to be doing a career mode, not a career mode, a GM mode, or a My League mode, I guess. I'm making it too complicated. It's just a My League mode of a college basketball team, just like I did with Ohio State last year. I'm going to be bringing that back, but with this roster, just without me on it, obviously. It's going to be the same roster, just without me on it. So I have not chosen the team that I'm going to be. I'm not going to be Ohio State since I'm Ohio State in this career mode with Juice. So I'm going to be choosing my team, and then we're going to be doing that. You should be seeing that a couple days or so after this comes out. I don't really know yet when it's going to come out, but be on the lookout for that. So now we've got Kentucky. So if you guys have not followed college basketball, Kentucky is decent. They're all right. They're not the best team in the country by any means. They've got a few good players. They've got Oscar Tshiebwe. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I probably did. I butchered it. I'm sorry. They got some decent players. If we move on to Baylor, one of the best teams in the country, they've got Jared Butler, who's a 94 overall. They've got Masio Teague. They've got Davion Mitchell. Some pretty good players there at Baylor. At Illinois, obviously, they've got Ayo Dosunmu and they've got Kofi Cockburn. Obviously, the two of the best players in the country, all on Illinois. Then they've got Adam Miller. They've got Andre Curbelo, Trent Frazier, DeMonte Williams. This is a good Illinois team, and they're in our conference, so they're gonna be tough to play. If we go to Alabama, they've got Herb Jones, John Petty Jr., and Jaden Shackelford as their top three scorers in their team. That's going to be a tough team to play. Oklahoma State, obviously Cade Cunningham, the number one prospect in college basketball in real life for the NFL draft. So he is here as well. He's going to be tough to play against. Plus, he's a point guard, so it's going to be hard for us to get those all NCAA first teams because we got to go up against guys like Cade Cunningham and Jared Butler. So it's going to be tough for us out here in college basketball this year. Matthew Hurt on Duke. We've got Jalen Johnson, DJ Stewart, Mark Williams, Jeremy Roach, Wendell Moore. So we've got guys on Duke that didn't really produce in real life, but maybe in this alternate universe they will produce a little bit better. Then we got the Florida Gators up next. Keontae Johnson, who was Keontae Johnson the one that passed out on the court because due to the virus and stuff? I'm pretty sure he did that. I may be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that was him that did that. We've got Trey Mann, Scotty Lewis, Noah Locke, Tyree Appleby, yes. Florida is going to be a team to worry about because of Keontae Johnson and how dynamic of a scorer he is. Arkansas's got Moses Moody, J.D. Notae, Justin Smith, Jalen Tate, Devontae Davis, Connor Vanover. It's not the best Arkansas team, but Moses Moody's probably going to be carrying them at 87 overall. LSU Tigers, Trendon Watford, and Cam Thomas, two of the best players in the country, are on LSU. So it's going to be a tough team to go up against there. Tennessee, we got Yves Pons, John Fulkerson, Jaden Springer. So Tennessee doesn't really have the best. They're probably one of the weaker teams in the country. Kansas has got, let's see if I can do this. Ochai Agbaji? Ochai Agbaji. I'm sorry if I butchered that. I did not mean to. I tried my best. I need to hear it first. Marcus Garrett, Jalen Wilson. The Kansas team's okay. Agbaji is very good at everything, scoring-wise, so he's going to be a dynamic scorer for them. West Virginia, Derek Culver, Miles McBride, Taz Sherman. West Virginia's got a decent top three. Louisville has got Carlick Jones and David Johnson. Really not the best team in the country, probably right there, a little bit ahead of Tennessee, I'd say. Texas got Matt Coleman, Courtney Ramey, Greg Brown. And remember, this is going to be the same roster that I do the other series with, so if I do it here, you probably won't need as much of a recap in that series, so might as well do it here. Texas Tech has got Mac McClung, Terrence Shannon, Marcus Santos Silva. Not the best team in the country at by any means. Probably a little bit lower than Tennessee, I'd say, because they only have 183, 182, and then it drops to 79. So we could probably get by against Texas Tech. And then we move on to Gonzaga. Gonzaga is, in real life, the best team in the country, undefeated. But in this, they've got a 92 overall Corey Kispert. They've got Drew Timme at 87. They've got Jalen Suggs at 87, one of the best players in the country. Andrew Nembhard. They've got Joel Ayayi. I don't know. I'm sorry. Nobody really else high overall-wise, but they don't really need it when they've got three guys like this above 87 or above, and then they've got guys like 83, 82. Like they're a solid team, so they're going to be fine. The Iowa Hawkeyes got Luka Garza. This man is an absolute monster at 97 overall. He can go inside, he can go mid-range, he can go outside and shoot the three if he wanted to. Plus, they've got Joe Wieskamp who can shoot the three. They got Jordan Bohannon who can shoot the three. This team is scary. And they're in our conference, so we got to play them probably like 4 times this season. I don't know, because we've got 31 games in the season plus the tourney, so it's going to be interesting to see how many times we have to play them. I'm not really sure. Going to Arizona State, not really much of a threat. Remy Martin's pretty decent, but other than that, they really don't got anybody else. They're not going to be much of a threat. North Carolina's got Caleb Love, Garrison Brooks, Armando Bacot, Dayron Sharp. Decent team, not good enough to really keep up with us, I wouldn't think, especially because we got more guys that are around that 83 to 80 range. They've got 86, 85, 85, and then it drops down a lot. So North Carolina could give us some questions, but I wouldn't really think so. Nova has got Jeremiah Robinson, one of the best players in the country. Colin Gillespie's very, very good as well. Justin Moore. Jermaine Samuels is decent. This team's going to be pretty good, I would assume. Michigan State Spartans have Aaron Henry, Joey Hauser, Rocket Watts, Joshua Langford. It's going to be a tough team. Michigan State's always got a tough team. They weren't really good in real life, but in this, they could turn out to be something. I don't know how good, but Aaron Henry could make them into something. On to Ohio now. They've got really only Jason Preston. Jason Preston's really the best option they have. Other than that, nothing for Iowa. They won't be much of a threat. Unless Preston goes off in the games that we play against him, I don't know. He could. Now, this is where it gets a little bit insane because the USC Trojans have Evan Mobley, a 90 overall center who's going to take over the country, I would assume. He's going to take over the country. I'm assuming this is his brother, Isaiah Mobley. I'm not 100% sure. I think. I think it's his brother. I'm not sure if it is or not. But USC is going to be tricky to play against just because they've got Mobley. Stanford's got Oscar Da Silva, Zaire Williams, and that's about it. It's about it. Now we've got Me Chicken. Oh, the team up north. Isaiah Livers, one of the best players in the country. Hunter Dickinson, a good freshman. Franz Wagner, Eli Brooks, the brother of Moritz Wagner, Mo Wagner I think he's on the Wizards or something. I don't know where he's at really. He's probably not even in the league. Eli Brooks, Mike Smith, Shondy Brown Jr., Austin Davis, Brandon Johns, Terrence Williams. It's a good Michigan team. It's going to be a fight when we play them, that's for sure. It's probably going to be about as tough as when we play Illinois. Virginia, the defending national champions, because I think they won in 2019, and then we didn't have the tournament in 2020, and now in 2021. So I think they are the defending national champions, technically. They've got Sam Hauser, Jay Huff, Kahi Clark, I think is how you pronounce that, Trey Murphy, Casey Morcell. It's an okay team. They've had better teams, obviously, but Sam Hauser's going to be a lethal shooter. He's going to be a pain to guard. Luckily, I won't have to guard him. UConn, the UConn Huskies got James Bouknight, RJ Cole, Tyrese Martin. I mean, Bouknight's pretty good, but can he carry this Huskies team? I don't know if he can or not. The Wisconsin Badgers have Demetric Trice, Brad Davison, Micah Potter, Nate Roovers. Not the greatest team. We should be able to blow by them. Then we've obviously got our team, Ohio State. UCLA, Chris Smith, Jalen Hill. Not the greatest team ever. We've got Oklahoma, who's got Austin Reeves, Brady Manick, Davion Harmon, Omoja Gibson. Not a good team for Oklahoma this year. Houston's got Quentin Grimes and Marcus Sasser, who could carry this team. They could. This could be a tournament team. I could very easily see this being a tournament team. And that is the final team that we've got. It's good. It's a good team. All right, so my game just crashed. So 2K is great for that. 2K is great for that. But moving on now that we've got the teams, I think the only thing left to do is check out the high school recruiting. So in the high school recruiting, we've got guys that were on teams on this roster or on another roster that weren't on the same team wasn't in this roster. So what I did was I had two different college basketball rosters, and I had they were both made by two different people, obviously. So one roster had more teams on it, like Sharif Cooper is from Auburn, Marcus Carr is from Minnesota, Trace Jackson Davis is from Indiana, the Duarte's from Oregon. So schools like that were on the other roster, so I took their best players, I took their player DNA or whatever, and I copied them into this roster's recruiting so that they could still make it into the series, but now they just have to go through recruiting. And recruiting is the NBA draft, basically. So we will go with this. I will go through the guys. We've got Sharif Cooper, Marcus Carr, Trace Jackson Davis, Justin Champagne, Chris Duarte. If that's not how you say his name, please correct me. I'm not sure. Chris Duarte, David Duke, Nate Watson, DJ Stewart Jr., Marcus Sasser, who I got to get rid of because he's on a roster. I didn't realize he was on that Houston roster, so I will get rid of him. Teddy Allen, Eugene Amoriu, Odyssey Tony, I think. Odyssey Tony? I'm not sure. Marion Jackson, Isaiah Brockington, Travion Williams, Amani Bates, Xavier Pinson, Demetric Trice, who I will get rid of too because I must not have realized that he was on there either. I got some. I'm human. I made some mistakes. Victor Wembanyama is how you say that. I'm pretty sure. Dante Hall, Jalen Duran, Jalen Green, Amari Bailey, Chris Livingston. Oh, these guys aren't real. Actually, this guy is Jonathan Kuminga. Jalen Washington's real. Marcus Silva is real. Who else is real in here? Anybody else? Kyler Edwards is real. Is there any? Kai Soto is real. Is that it? I think that might be it. So I will get rid of those guys. I will get rid of Dimitri Trice. I'll do that right now. Can I just delete him? I don't know if I can just delete him or not. I'll figure it out. I'll get rid of those two guys. I didn't realize they were in this. They were already on a roster. That must have went over my head like that. But the top recruit in the country is Victor. These guys are technically supposed to be in this draft class anyway, so I just added these other guys that were already in a roster. So I just added them in. So we got some work to do. We got some scouting to do on these guys, especially a guy like Trace Jackson Davis. I'm looking at him because we need a good power forward to go alongside EJ Liddell. He's how tall is he? 6'8", so he could go alongside EJ Liddell and play that small ball kind of lineup. We could also go with a guy like Nate Watson, who's 6'10", a center. We do need somebody big. We don't. The biggest guy we have is Diala, and he's not very highly rated. So we need somebody that's super tall. We could also go with a guy like Amani Bates, who is 6'9", small forward. That would be a nice passing option for me as a point guard to hopefully draft. But obviously, I'm not going to be in charge because I'm just a player in this career mode. I don't have anything to do with the recruiting or anything like that. But when we get into the college my league thing that I'm going to be doing as well with the same roster in the same draft class. This is the exact same draft class. It just won't have Trice and the other guy, Sasser. It won't have those guys in it. That's when we'll be doing the recruiting. We'll be going in depth, looking at what positions we need. But me personally, as a point guard, I would like to have a big guy like a Nate Watson or a Trace Jackson Davis, a bigger guy that I can throw some lobs to and stuff like that. So hopefully the Buckeyes recruit a bigger guy. I swear I'm not having any control over recruiting or anything. This is just strictly me as a player in college. So I think that's everything that I need to go over. I guess we can look at the lineup real quick. Obviously, I'm getting 30 minutes a game because I'm the third overall prospect in the country, so I'm going to be starting from day one. We've got Dwayne Washington, Justice Suing, Kyle Young, and EJ Liddell as our starting five. That's good enough to be a tournament team. How far we go in the tournament, I don't know. I do have the NBA playoffs set to 1 game playoffs, obviously, just like the tournament. It will be starting from the round of 16, then the Elite 8, Final 4 championship. So we started the Sweet 16 in the NBA since we can't have like 64 teams or anything. So we start from the Sweet 16. This is definitely a playoff team. We got CJ Walker as a 6-man, Musa Jallo, Zed Key, Seth Towns, Justin Arns, and Michi Johnson all getting minutes, and then these guys will come off the bench and or not get any minutes. We run an 11-man rotation. The only way that I had to get Chris Holtman in the game was, did I do it on this one or did I do it on the other one? Let me look at the GM real quick. GM, edit GM. Is that Chris Holtman? Appearance? Chris. Okay, so the way that I did it was I had to make Chris Holtman the GM instead of the head coach because you can't edit your head coach. You can't at least change his name. So Chris Holtman is going to be the GM of the Ohio State Buckeyes apparently. But in the next episode, we will start with game number 1, a home game against Wisconsin Badgers, and then we will go from there. Probably in the episode after that, I may, depending on how long the game goes and how many highlights I show, I may do the game against Illinois as well. We're definitely going to be showing highlights of the game against Michigan for sure. Definitely against the Hawkeyes, we'll show some highlights. Probably against some of the bigger teams like Kentucky and LSU, maybe Alabama, Michigan State, probably Duke, some teams like that. So, oh wow, we got a big stretch of home games right here. That's a lot of home games right in a row right there. But we start off against Michigan. Our first game against Michigan is away. So plus Illinois is away as well. So that's going to be huge. Those are huge games. But that's all going to be in the next episode. I'm so excited to do this custom MyCareer. Be on the lookout for the rest of these episodes. Also be on the lookout for that other My League with me just as the GM like I would usually do with just a random college team. I'm not sure. I have not chosen. Like I said earlier, I have not chosen the team that I want to do yet, but that's going to be just a regular My League where I control like trading and free agency, and well, there's not going to be really any free agency or trading, but where I control the recruiting and I control all that stuff. We play more games and we do all that stuff. So that's going to be coming soon as well. Make sure to smash that like button, notification bell, and the subscription button as well. Join the Juice Club. We're on the road to 300 subscribers. Please help me get there by smashing that subscribe button. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!